Hello and welcome to the Autodesk webinar looking at increasing project efficiency through enhanced design and coordination. My name is Rob Jones, partner at B2B Connect, and I'll be your host. Over the next hour, we'll hear from Tony Abou Jawad and Vivek Gopinath, and they'll be discussing the benefits of BIM 360. Tony is Autodesk's Industry Territory Manager for the Middle East, Turkey, and South Africa. An engineer and an executive, Tony focuses on helping organizations and clients adopt new best practice information technology concepts. Vivek is a technical consultant for Autodesk solutions at Redington Gulf. He's an engineer by profession with over 20 years of AEC experience working across India and the Middle East. Vivek focuses on the structural and infrastructure segment and helping organizations adopt BIM technology and process automation. To give you some context, Tony and Vivek will be going through some of the most current and pressing issues within construction technology and construction itself, which is how do you make sure teams can efficiently and effectively collaborate and work together when people are distributed geographically due to the pandemic and you are relying heavily on cloud-based systems. Both Tony and in particular Vivek will outline the benefits of a common data environment and not just the importance of collaborative design, but who needs to be involved. We encourage you to ask questions. We want you to make sure that you get the best out of this broadcast. To ask a question, please use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. Please keep questions brief and simple, and we'll get to them towards the end. And with that, Tony, over to you.
Thank you very much, Rob. Lovely introduction. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. I don't want to take up too much time because I know that we are condensing quite a bit of data into this. As Rob said, my name is Tony and I handle the AEC industry for the Middle East, South Africa and Turkey. And today's presentation is based on data and comments from McKinsey & Co.'s Engineering, Construction and Building Materials Practice white paper called How Construction Can Emerge Stronger After Coronavirus. The concepts are simple but effective. At Autodesk, we care deeply about our customers' welfare, and while we cannot solve the elements of pandemic chaos, we can help to prevent a few of them from occurring again with such force in the future. So we have actually witnessed some of our customers completely devastated to the point of bankruptcy from this event, and we've seen other customers weather the storm with remarkable ease. I'll share our observations and examples, as well as suggest other potential avenues customers can take to be part of the group that emerged stronger from this pandemic. Okay. But first, let me start with a safe harbor disclaimer. This presentation may contain forward-looking statements that could change over time. So let me set the stage. It's been a year like no other, and we've learned the effects of a pandemic are damaging. As the World Health Organization dashboard shows here, we have 1.2 million deaths, sadly. Oil demand is reduced, which affects our region specifically, and the world's GDP future is unclear, as is the future of our economy. It's a given that this pandemic will not quickly abate, according to Anthony Fauci, an American physician and immunologist who served as the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases since 1984. There are several possible scenarios, abatement scenarios, according to the University of Minnesota. And for the course of the next few months, it's going to be quite a rough ride. The scenarios come in waves of pandemic, and these pandemic come with chaos and lockdowns. And all three of them show that the waves happen again and again. And so we get locked into the season of easing out and feeling that everything is okay, and then going back down into lockdown and feeling the effects again. And so this repeated cycle is quite dangerous. So knowing that the economy will return to current levels is a certainty. What's not certain is who will be left standing to take advantage and who will weather the next wave. We're advised there are several steps to be taken on the first pandemic shown on this list. We should all be at steps 3, 4, and 5 right now, returning to work, reimagining the way we do things, and working with governments to reform standards and procedures for everyone. So McKinsey is a global world renowned business strategy consulting firm, often referred to as the top in its field, and they have given a little bit more depth in certain areas. So let's go through their suggested actions for success and at the same time see what a company like Autodesk can do based on this advice. So McKinsey's first suggestion is to help construction designers and building materials suppliers emerge stronger after coronavirus is to accelerate the rollout of and adoption of digital technologies. So for contractors, that means scale up remote collaboration, probably to help reduce the number of staff on sites and in offices. For engineering consultants, strengthen BIM capability and other collaboration tools. So that's first on the list. For us at Autodesk, our cloud platforms, our platform looks at the complete digital life cycle and integrates with our tools that you already use at every stage of the building process. For contractors, scale up remote collaboration, use the cloud. I'm saying that because we see perhaps only 20% of contractors using the cloud of their own volution. For engineering consultants, our advice is to complement McKinsey's, strengthen BIM capability and other collaboration tools, do the work on a single source of truth, and do it in the cloud. And as you can see here, the cloud is the platform in front of me. And as the title shows, Bureau Happold saves 20% in time and 90% in cost using this platform. And it's a platform that Vivek will be taking you through shortly. Mackenzie's second piece of strong advice: invest in the culture of the new normal, such as digital workflows in place of physical ones. Train the workforce, educate your staff on the benefits of BIM. Come together as a team and create the best versions of yourselves that fit your organizations. So in this case, we're talking about we know what to do, but now it's time to upskill everybody and put people on a new path. And it's not a matter of saying get trained. It's a matter of changing the culture within the organization, that everyone learns how to live in a new normal. And the faster and the better among you will reap the rewards. That said, one place a lot of people get started to learn of new concepts is Autodesk University. It's a website that's free. It includes a lot of training and the most advanced and forward-looking concepts that can be found out there. In addition, there are many more online resources for training, such as this Autodesk webinar. Autodesk has multiple YouTube channels, as well as partners like Vivek, who offer bespoke training and process evaluation. For people who want to try our tools, Autodesk Academy has a plethora of tutorials, such as this 10-hour tutorial for beginners who want to move into designing in 3D. And this is to design a sustainable building from concept to BIM model using Formit 360 and Revit. And this is thanks to Glenn Katz of Stanford University. Of course, totally free. The third most important advice on this report is for companies and organizations to establish a central monitoring function on your projects and productivity. Make sure your subsidiaries are transparent and use the data to make the right decisions. Players that do not do this are less equipped and less optimized for the workflows and the workloads that are coming. One example of a control tower for Autodesk is the BIM 360 Insight, combined with our still in development Construction IQ, our collaboration platform, which can now show different dashboards to different users depending on their role. Construction IQ helps everyone on the team, whether it is analyzing quality and safety risks on site or giving executives an overview of risks across a project or multiple projects. Construction IQ serves as a smart assistant and takes to looking at all of the project data. Here's an example of a dashboard showing risk tracking. The overall risk for a day seems to be high, with 15 risky subcontractors having 292 high-risk issues. When we consider the integrated project design methodology, all subcontractors are developing their own detailed designs, and this dashboard comes in very handy for coordination. In this case, coordinating between steel, MEP, concrete, rebar, and many other trades. This is an excellent control tower for a project, and it's built on BIM 360. Fourth on the list of things to change is to identify opportunities to shift work offsite. Suppliers and subcontractors should take the time to seriously identify elements and subsystems that can be pre-assembled in a controlled environment. This video shows the epitome of off-site construction. During COVID, Autodesk were offering the use of BIM 360 design, a place where BIM model in the cloud can be consumed on-site and in a factory. This way, we can facilitate a controlled environment with a few high-quality operators. They produce BIM-ready materials and building materials with features that facilitate building site activities like hooks for craning and barcodes for tracking. Environments like this factory floor can be safely controlled for social distancing and cleanliness with much less effort than a building site. Building in a controlled environment like this makes even more sense in a world that requires close management of the movement and interaction of workforces. Such rationale further strengthens the case for off-site construction beyond the existing quality and speed benefits. In fact, we expect to see contractors gradually push fabrication off-site and manufacturers expand their range of prefabricated sub-assemblies. All of that might have looked very futuristic to you, and you might be thinking industrialized construction is far away. Well, it's not that far. This is a factory floor of Van Wijnen, a family business in the Netherlands which builds a lot of property. Their favorite segment is affordable net zero energy housing. This example is not groundbreaking architecture, but it certainly is groundbreaking engineering. Recommendation number 5, bolster supply chain resilience. Be clever with your supply chain. Remember, only the fittest are likely to survive. Choose digital-ready suppliers. Collaborate with them on your platform. This video shows a very well-coordinated supply chain building, a hospital from superstructure to modular rooms. Futuristic concepts like this are likely to become widely adopted in light of pandemic threats in the future. Workflows should be adjusted to this level of utopian building. Less workers on site de-risk the spread of infection. Notice on the left-hand side of the screen, remote monitoring of assets ordered, assets delivered, and assets installed, simulated against a project time circle in the bottom left-hand corner. Get closer to customers and watch their preferences. Attitudes will change. There may be a shift towards remote working, more sustainable communities, and online buying. All very, very good cases for collaborative work in the cloud. The penultimate recommendation is to redeploy capital and resources by strategizing business priorities. It may seem obvious that we have to reimagine the new way of working. Not so obvious to all of us is that we must stop spending money on the old ways of working. I'm sure that most would agree this pandemic, COVID-19, has presented opportunities to make long overdue moves towards a better way of working. Much like in the downturn of 2007 to 2009, companies that chose to make themselves resilient today, or that choose to make themselves resilient today, will be clear winners 10 years from now, according to this McKinsey article. We see this with our customers already. Customers using BIM 360 design are already breaking away from their peers. And we see this when we measure the percentage of subscriptions of Autodesk software that is renewed. Collaborative BIM is a digital transformation not to be ignored. So move now, and win big later. Last but not least, keep your workforce safe. Social distancing, use PPE at construction sites and in the office. It's more important than ever that workers feel safer in the workplace. A safer workplace ensures that regulators are more confident as well. A crucial requirement for us all returning to a growing economy. So keep your workers safe with social distancing and PPE. In this day and age, artificial intelligence video analytics are very much a possibility for us all. This application is built on our Forge platform, which is the same one that BIM 360 is based on, by a company called SmartVid.io, who have an algorithm that can be taught to look for specifics, such as a laborers on site not wearing high-vis vests, gloves, hard hats. It actually can look at photos of scaffolding and highlight if it does not look secure. The same tools are now used to monitor social distancing and the wearing of face masks. So that knowing the economy will return to current levels one day in the future is fairly certain. What is not certain is who will be left standing and taking advantage. Who's going to weather the storm? Well, I hope that the presentation that I've just shown you has given you quite a few ideas, and you're going to see these exemplified in a minute in Vivek's in-depth examples. So to that end, let me leave you with this quote from John Maxwell that should encourage us all. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. Great. And I think with that, I will hand over to Vivek, and thank you very much.
So good afternoon to all of you. Thank you for the introduction, Rob, and the startup from Tony. So I'll focus on deep dive onto the collaboration platform from Autodesk, the BIM 360. Starting with the collaboration process, it's actually a challenge when you start collaborating, because different stakeholders of a project, maybe it's a consultant, contractor, a subcontractor, owner, or different stakeholders of the subs of the project, collaborate in different ways, different formats, manage their data on their own independent platforms. Then during the collaboration, they use different methodologies and different medias to collaborate. So data keeps on traveling across the complete project lifecycle through different stakeholders at any given point of time, which actually comes to a a big repository of data at any given point of time, and finds out different challenges to understand which is the current data which you would be actually going to use on it. So let us see how the challenges are actually being addressed with a collaborative workspace or a common data environment. The new terminology is called common data environment, or we call it a CDE. So when you start the collaboration part, the first step is actually a document management. So the document management itself is now changing. The way how the document management was done on the previous times is now completely getting revamped by based on the standards which have been followed on a project, or based on the technology which is being utilized, and the volume of data, what is actually getting what I call developed in the course of the project life cycle. Currently, the current trends, you have cloud collaboration platforms. You have documents in different formats like PDFs and what I call DWFs and DWGs and different formats here. Also, we have got field apps which actually being used in the sites to view the drawings traditionally or using your mobile device and other. So when you talk about in-depth on these technologies which are currently used and which works on silos, we have when you talk about file sharing, it starts from FTP, Google Drive, OneDrive, different formats are happening here. So in this, one important part is you need to understand the versionings, because the drawings get changed or the design gets changed and revised at every course of time in this particular project. So there should be a solution which can actually record this and facilitate all the stakeholders of the project to have updated data and technology or the drawings at any given point of time. Also, it should be much flexible to handle. Managing issues on the side, because the collaboration should be across all the stakeholders. It could be the design team, the coordination team, as well as the team on this side. So it should actually completely what I call collaborate with all these different requirements of the project, which will actually avoid the working of information on isolation, bringing all the data to one common environment, which actually manages the documents, allows it to what I call be available on different modes of platforms, manages the risks and other things using artificial intelligence, manages the issues, all different satellite activities, all integrated, resulting the what I call information silos to be what I call neutralized to a central or common data platform. And one important part in this segment normally happens is whenever the data is shared, even sometimes emails are used. Also, the data attached to be done. Also, sometimes it does in WhatsApp also. Some of that I've seen here, sharing data in WhatsApp, which actually is really challenging when you come to a versioning of the drawings, like or the digital model, whether it is a right one or it's an old one, obsolete data. So those challenges are available. So these are all completely going to be mitigated when we come into a common data environment. Just to give a glimpse on what currently happens on an ideal scenario in a project. See, you have got different stakeholders on the project: owner, architect, consultant, MEP, contractor, subcontractor, specialized contract, what do you call construction specialist. Whether it be for buildings or for infrastructure, it's the same workflow. And ideally, it happens here is the data keeps on moving out, and on a collaborative environment, everything will be in one common data environment. So all the stakeholders will be having their access on the data at a centralized repository, which we call it as BIM 360 on the terminology base. It's a cloud solution which helps to access the data, manage the data efficiently at any given point of time on any device what you're going to access, either it on mobile, iPads, it could be Android or iOS, or even on browser. So this platform which helps for the collaboration of the projects or the data is called as BIM 360. BIM 360 is a cloud-based solution developed on the platform called Autodesk Forge, which is the base platform for the BIM 360 part, and it is hosted on Amazon Web Services, AWS. So Forge is a platform which all the data is maintained on a project data layer. And it has got an external layer which gives an analytics and insights of the entire project at any given point of time for any given point user who is actually going to access this particular data. It caters to different stages of the project. It could be the design stage, the coordination stage, the field management stage where the construction is actually happening, and the last stage is basically where the entire asset is being what you call maintained for its life cycle. So the entire project life cycle stakeholders can have the access to the data seamlessly, and this is the project data layer which stores all the data, including the digital model, the drawings related to that one, the issues records and other things, also all the metadata what was being fed into it. And the project data layer, which plays a very important role in this collaboration workspace, which will be what I call getting an overview in the coming slides. So since it's a cloud collaboration platform, which works on cloud, it has direct integration with all Autodesk platforms, which are being accessed from desktop, starting from AutoCAD, Revit, Civil 3D, what are the point products you use on your day-to-day production workflows, completely integrated with BIM 360 platform. So it has got direct, since it has got direct integration, the data can be completely integrated onto BIM 360 environment, and all the stakeholders can have access to the data at any given point of time, which is the updated data available for all the members. So nobody want to search for the drawing or a data, whether it is updated one or whether it is or what you call obsolete done. So it's not been required. It's all taken care by the platform. Plus, it not only integrates with the Autodesk platform, it also provides an extension using the programming interface APIs, application programming interface, to collaborate or to connect with third-party applications like what Tony was discussing about the artificial intelligence part and all, which takes the data from the digital model available on the BIM cloud platform and reads or feeds the data to the required third-party application. So it has got a integration between the design platform as well as with the third-party collaboration solutions. So that makes a BIM 360 a robust platform for the collaboration workspace. So setting that note for the further detail of the platform, let me move on to the BIM 360 platform. So BIM 360 platform has got different modules and different platforms developed for catering to different requirements. So let us understand that one here. So the first platform for BIM 360 on BIM 360, what I call the solution, is called as BIM 360 Docs. BIM 360 Docs, nothing but a document management platform. So this is the base for all the vertical platforms which are developed to cater to different stages of the project. The BIM 360 Docs holds the entire set of data. That could be digital model, it could be drawing, 2D drawings, or it could be your associated data which are a part of the project. It gives the central interface for all the users to access the project interface to understand how the project is going to look like, the dashboard, all the things will be available here. Also, it provides the controls for the admin point of view. Coming to the next vertical, it is developed on top of BIM 360 Docs, catering to the design requirement or the design stage. It's called as BIM 360 Design. BIM 360 Design is catering to the design requirements, and it integrated with our design platforms, particularly Revit, then Civil 3D, as well as the Plant 3D, particularly catering to the plant modeling and design requirements. So it integrates with all the different segments of the construction industry, AEC industry. It can for buildings, for infrastructure, as well as for oil and gas. And BIM 360 Docs is a part of the design vertical. The next stage after the design, the next stage comes to is basically the coordination stage, where different stakeholders are coordinating across different disciplines: architecture coordinate with structure, MEP, infrastructure. So the coordination platform works. So coordination platform, instead of having it on a isolated mode, the digital model available on the design platform is extended for the coordination workspace. So the coordination also happens on the cloud interface, which helps all the stakeholders to what you call come on a common environment and understand what are the coordination issues and how they can mitigate that one. So it's much faster for them to what I call get an overview on it and try to address them more efficiently and more faster than the traditional methodology what has been currently in progress. The next stage, once the design is completed, pre-construction part is completed, the next part is actually going to the field where actual construction is going to be happening. So to address those requirements, for example, construction requirements are actually on a different way. It will be basically for field inspection, asset tracking, cost management, project management. So different requirements comes into that one. So BIM 360 field or build, we call it in the current second generation terminology, caters to the field required workflow. Advantage on all these verticals is the data is common. It lies on the platform which is called the BIM 360 Docs. So it's not that after the design, the data has to be shared to or translated separately to a what you call pre-construction or a field. It's available, only they need to have the access to that particular platform to address these requirements. So to give a snapshot of what I was discussing now, these are the verticals. This is Docs is a platform. Design, catering to Revit. A lot of Revit users would have heard about this here. Now we have extended the strength to Civil 3D as well as to planned 3D platform also. Then we have the BIM 360 coordinate. Happy to announce that BIM 360 coordinate has got direct integration with Navisworks also, with the issue management plugin which has been extended. And then comes the BIM 360 the build management or the build platform, which caters to the field requirements like I was discussing about checklists, submittals, RFIs, all these specialized requirements for the construction. And on the background, every user will have a project insight dashboard, which gives him the complete overview of the dashboard or the project, depends on his roles and responsibilities. So that gives a complete holistic view of the project for all the stakeholders who are associated with that project at any given point of time. So let me go a little bit more into the capabilities or the entitlements which are a part of all the different subscriptions. So that gives you an understanding how things are working. As I was discussing, BIM 360 Docs is common. Docs, one important part in Docs is the version management. Any document or any drawing which is uploaded onto the BIM 360 platform is recorded as version 1. When an update is going, it automatically gets overridden as version 2, 3, 4. We can manage n number of versions. So there will be concern that, oh, my version will get delayed. No, version is archived. That archiving helps team to compare drawings or designs at any stage. You can do a comparison between version 30 and version 22 required and revert back to version 22 also. To add strength to that one, there is no storage space limitation for BIM 360. No project limitation. These are two, three key things which will actually help you to use the platform for any particular project. Plus, BIM 360 platform supports 70 plus different file formats to be viewed and commented on the cloud environment without having those associated applications to open the software. Also, it has got additional features like issue management, workflows, submittal workflows, and all are available. Design caters to specialized segments, particularly when you talk about Revit, work sharing design process, civil 3D data shortcut platform, same with oil and gas work sharing. Coordinate comes to can be handy when you're going to do a model review. When you would like to do a clash checks on the BIM on the digital model, you could run on the BIM 360 coordinate platform. And the next part is basically the build. Build is catering to all the different field requirements, particularly managing the QC process like QC forms will be there. You can create those, and you can use the digital platform for QA and QC, RFIs, issue management. Then we have asset tracking. That is one of the key new enhancements in BIM 360 platform. Also, there are two additional standalone platforms, which is basically operational platform called BIM 360 Ops and BIM 360 Plan for linear construction plan, lean construction planning of projects. So these are the subscriptions entitlements when you subscribe to BIM 360 Docs or on its vertical platforms. Now let us move on to more into understanding of how it actually works and others. Starting from the first interface here, let me give you a snapshot on the browser interface, how it will look like. So when you access the BIM 360 on a browser interface, when a project admin access, you will be seeing these type of icons over here, which caters to different subscription entitlements, what the user is having or the organization is handling. So if you are subscribing a document management or BIM 360 Docs, we'll have the document management folder. Project home insight will be common. Then you'll have folders. It takes care of folder review, issue management, and other workflows. Design collaboration caters to the Revit or Civil 3D or Plan 3D cloud collaboration. Model coordination comes to the BIM 360 coordinate platform, which caters to the clashes and other related workflows. Field management module, which is called the BIM 360 build, takes care of basically all the the site related activities like checklists, issues, templates for QA QC process, daily logs. All these things are maintained. Along with that one, the project management module caters to RFIs and submittals, which are a part of our construction ecosystem. And last but not least, the Insight platform gives the dashboard for the complete project overview, which has got option for creating reports, quality, safety, different segments. So these are the more different icon representations what a user or an admin would be viewing on the BIM 360 cloud environment once he logs in to this account. Depending on the access restrictions and rights, they will have different icons or different subscriptions activated. So let us now move on to BIM 360 Docs, the base platform. So Docs, as I was discussing first part here, Docs takes care of document management, version controlling, mobile access, 2D, 3D support, issue management. All these things are a part of the document management module. So when you're having a document management module, you can add users, you can provide permission level. There are different permission levels available in BIM 360 platform. Based on the permission levels, only the users will be able to access that. We have got 6 different versions of different forms of permissions available. It could be read only, view, upload only, view, upload, download. So different options are there. So it can be, the data is completely on a secured environment. Drawing publishing. For example, when you upload a drawing on CAD or PDF files, if you've got a PDF which has got 50 sheets, you can use publishing option to split them and maintain them as different drawing sheets. So it does automatically on the background. So you can define a template of the title block so that namings are automatically mapped based on the title which you are defining. It recognizes the text based on the object character recognition feature and helps it to tag and manage them uh, very systematically. Also, for example, when a model is a digital model is uploaded and it is reviewed by user, the user can access that model on the cloud platform without having the application installed on his machine. He can comment on it, he can do redlining, he can do measurements, he can do all the review process on the uh, cloud environment. It could be from browser platform, or it could be from the mobile, or it could be even from your iPads and other. So it completely takes care of that one. To complement these markings, there may be some issues which will be taken care. So all these issues can also be properly mapped to the locations. Once an issue is recorded, this is one of the beauty in this one. When an issue is recorded, it automatically can be pointed to a person or a set of members who are a part of that ecosystem. So it automatically fires an email to the user. So user does not want, or they ideally when an issue comes, you'll do a redlining, attach it in the drawing or a email and send it. So here it is not required. It's automatically integrated. And we could track issues at every stage of the project, whether it is completed, whether it is in progress, whether it is solved. So all these things can be. And every activity which has been worked on that particular issue is recorded based on the user and at the time where it is being recorded. Support of 2D and 3D is very important part, because we have our 2D drawings, we got digital 3D models available, which has got a lot of intelligence inside that. So it supports all the different formats. It supports around 70 plus formats, digital data. It not only supports one important part when you talk about digital data, it not only supports the digital data, it also supports all the embedded data in it. For example, you have got the metadata like the property of the object, the material, the color, all different parameters. So every metadata is also recorded in this. So that makes it really robust and a single source to get access to the required data at any given point of time. Accessibility to the mobile, it's completely open. There is an app available for Android as well as for iOS, which helps to access these models on the mobile. It could be offline also, or it could be online. Both ways it is possible. Version controlling, as I was discussing here, when a model is updated onto BIM 360, it automatically records the version. We can do a comparison of versions, 2D or 3D. PDF, TWG, Revit, any form. It can be compared. It gives us what is revised, what is added, and what is deleted. It's not only for the digital model, it even includes for the metadata change happened on the digital model. So these are some of the key features of BIM 360 platform segment called BIM 360 Docs. We'll switch now to the first vertical, which is the BIM 360 design. Now we are catering to the design segment. So design segment ideally uses our design tools like Revit, Civil 3D, Plant 3D, InfraWorks, a lot of platforms they use. So the key design platforms like Revit, Civil 3D, and Plant 3D are completely integrated with the BIM 360 design module. Allows all the stakeholders in the design stage to work together on a common data environment. Instead of maintaining the data on your local server, it's all completely on the cloud platform and collaboration is working from there. So when we talk about the collaboration part, I'll just give a snap on how the collaboration works on. So when you talk about collaboration, ideally, One part is a team internal collaboration, which is only on the internal level. So currently, if you are in an office, only inside the office. Second, there the limitation is it's only available internally in your environment when you are connected to that network. Otherwise, it's limited. Second could be if you have got different offices, you try to connect with different offices and you work on your office closed network. And the next part is, for example, if you want to collaborate with your different stakeholders of the project who are not in your current ecosystem, in your company network, and want to share, then BIM 360 comes into picture. So BIM 360 actually, what I call the removes the traditional network, what I call collaboration platform, and allows all stakeholders, internal, external, everybody to be working on a single central data environment. And that is BIM 360 design. So you have got a shared model available on this, and this model will be accessed by all the members of the project from different locations, different offices anywhere. It can be shared with external organizations for different disciplines like structural, MEP, specialized, all of them can be a part of that. That helps all the the design team to work seamlessly on the common data environment. This is applicable for Civil 3D, Revit, as well as for Plant 3D. To give us light on the versions, Revit BIM 360 design collaboration is supported from 2018.3 and above. Civil 3D, it is Revit 2020.2 and higher. Plant 3D we have introduced in 2021. So we are developing a lot of enhancements and updates on every version, and every new feature is added onto BIM 360 collaboration environment to make it more what I call the collaborative with different industry requirements. So BIM 360 design acts as a single repository for managing the data with restricted control access depending on the requirements and depending on your access permissions on cloud collaboration space. Document management supports on its background because it's integrated in it, which helps you to manage the drawing, the versioning, all those what I call document management modules also. Okay. So that's why BIM 360 design has got collaboration with Revit, Civil 3D, beautifully. Civil 3D is very now what I call the robust integration on BIM 360 design. It has introduced in 2020.2 onwards, and now version by version it's really become very common and popular across the industry, and industry is adopting this platform for collaboration. In 2021, we integrated 2021 version of Autodesk platform. We integrated plant modeling platform for all our oil and gas requirements as well as for our plant related requirements. So that acts as a single platform for collaboration, quicker communication, and with secured environment. That is very important part because people will be asking whether, oh, I will be working on a secured environment. Yes. The authoring platform interface itself is completely revamped to have a easier access for the users to the BIM 360 environment. So all the users who will be working on the current version of Revit, Civil 3D, and Plant, they will be able to see the interface is now more what I call simplified to access the data from BIM 360 platforms. For a project team to set up BIM 360 is a very simple process. Setting up a project, create the folder history, complete access everything, create project teams, and then for the users, they can just share directly onto that particular segment where they have been provided. Instead of they save it in a local file, they will be putting it onto the BIM 360 environment live. And ideally on the background, how it actually works on the collaboration environment is, I'm taking a simple example of 3 segments: architecture, structure, MAB, and they're working in progress model. So ideally, it's a Revit work sharing concept. I use that because it's the simplest way to what I call the industry to understand, because Revit work sharing was there from the day one Revit was introduced 15 years ago. So architectural team creates the work sharing on the BIM 360 environment, and the team members on that architectural team only have access. Once they complete that, they will they'll publish the what you call completed model, which will be consumed by the MEP team. Instead of sending it in an email or a Dropbox or other links, download it. No, from the cloud itself, they'll be connecting it to their what I call authoring platform, and they will start working. Same way, MEP team will have a work in progress model. They will publish it. That will be consumed by other stakeholders. So architect as structural engineer has consumed MEP and architects, and he start developing the work. Structural now develops a model which will be shared and will be consumed by MEP for their reference, and architect will also consume. So it creates an environment where collaboration is very much simplified. So stakeholders can what I call work internally on the cloud interface itself, share the required area of data, and that can be consumed by other stakeholders in the project. So it makes it more simplified to work on. Coming back to the collaboration part, once the collaboration is completed, we have an option for coordination. Because then comes the coordination, because all the different disciplines work together, and then we work we go for the coordination. When you talk about coordination, coordination means ideally it comes into mind. You'll get different models, you'll combine it, and you will try to understand whether there is any issue, there is any challenges in the site or clashes. All these things will be discussed. So think on a scenario or environment where everything is available on a common environment, instead of having it on local server or sharing it through any drive, downloading it and working on it. So this is the platform which gives you a flexibility to work on coordination workspace in BIM 360. The key part in BIM 360 coordination is automatic clash detection and classification of those clashes in groups. This is one of the key features, a key what I call the game changer in the BIM 360 coordinate platform. Let's have a look at it. So on BIM 360 platform, users create different workspaces and different team members are allocated for that: architect, structural, MEP. They will upload the models on that space, and on the background, by default, it will create the clashes and it will organize it. And when you click on a clash, it will automatically populate the model and the reference model, which model is clashing with what. And then from there, you can create an issue, and that issue process can be taken care. It has got direct integration with Revit. Now it has got integration with Navisworks also. So issue management can be filtered back into Navisworks also. So that gives a powerful single location, single environment to find clashes and organize them and work on a coordinated environment. One more advantage on this BIM 360 coordinate workspace is all the clashes, it's not listed as number 1 to 100 or 50 or something. It is automatically combined together. For example, there is a clash between a long-running duct and different services. So it's all combined together, related to a particular component. So that makes easier on quicker for the team to address the particular issues and clear them much faster. And if there is a change happened, the change management is automatically taken care because versioning is already done. Again, you can do a recomparison also. So docs comes into picture and supports for that. Okay. So also, even on the coordinate platform, permissions plays a vital role. It depends on the permissions which are being assigned to all the different stakeholders. So depending on the permissions only, the users will be able to access a space and upload the digital model. Also, when you what I call do the model aggregation, all the views which are saved on your authoring platforms will be available on your collaboration platform also. Same if you have got additional views available, you can integrate that back onto the authoring platform. So it's completely integrated environment. And model aggregation actually helps to filter out the clashes on to a specific set. Like for example, I would like to check only with my firefighting and with other wet utilities at any point of time. So I can do a lot of filtering inside that, and I can drill down to that particular type of issue instead of searching in the traditional way. Go here and no, that's not good. It is good, more simplified way of it. And also we can capture additional what I call required views to make it more quicker for coordination with other stakeholders in the project. To complement to these particular clash checks part, issue management is also available. So you can point an issue in that if it is going to be an issue. So it has to be addressed with other stakeholders, because issue management is a part of the BIM 360 docs environment, which is embedded with BIM 360 collaboration coordinate. Approval process, because once the coordinate issue is mapped or issue is addressed, it goes for an approval process. So we can do drawing comparison in the approval process. Drawing comparison includes added, deleted, modified. What you're seeing on the screen here. Modified could include change of metadata. Even the metadata will be recorded by the program. If there's a change happened, for example, geometrically it is no change. Material is revised. Even that is considered as a update by the program. So it gives us a clear understanding what was in the first version and what is the other version. As I was discussing in the model comparison, it also simulates the changes and helps you to view it from different contexts, not only on 3D. If it is something is updated on the two views also, we can view it on the view also. That gives us better understanding of the what you call change management. So version controlling, as I was discussing, every time when the change happens, all the versions are automatically updated and recorded. Every digital model which is being stamped onto BIM 360 is recorded by the time based on the name of the user, and the version is automatically tracked. So every activity related to BIM 360 is automatically recorded on the backend, and we can get a log of that at any given point of time. So with that particular note, let's understand why BIM 360 is important for us. BIM 360 acts as a single platform for managing the data as well as for collaboration workspace, for design, pre-construction, field, as well as for handling. So currently today I have touched base only on the design and the pre-construction part. Field and handling is not been discussed in this. We'll be having separate sessions for that on a different on a broader note, it gives a single environment for multiple requirements of a project, task management, what you call slash checks, issue management, QA/QC part, cost management, design requirements, uh, version comparison, cloud storage no limitation, access control, very important part, because because all of the users will have a concern that project whether my data is open to everybody. No, data is completely secured, and it is available only based on the access permission provided by the admin or the project account admin or the project admin. And it can be what I call reverted, and new permissions can be provided at any given point of time. So BIM 360 plays a, a single role to work on a connected environment wherever you are, home, office, anywhere, on a secured network, because the data is completely secure and you're acting only on the secured network. It is completely integrated with all the different platforms, digital as a mobile, it could be Android, iOS, it could be on your browser, or it could be on your desktop platform softwares. And it's completely data driven, which actually gives you the complete insight of the project, which helps the team to collaborate together on a single environment throughout the project life cycle. And coming to the security part here, the BIM 360 is following all the security protocols. BIM 360 has got two servers, one is in US server and one is Euro server, and all follow the international what you call security protocols for cloud sharing. And has got SOC 2 type attestation for cloud platform. It's all hosted on Amazon Web Services. Plus, a lot of apps are getting integrated along with or on top of BIM 360, which actually helps the BIM 360 as a common environment to use this data for the different type of specialized requirements, maybe in for site or maybe for special requirements. Even site monitoring can be done, like what example Tony was highlighting. It's a part of integration of BIM 360 and the apps specialized developed for monitoring safety and other protocols. It's a data-driven environment. Very important part. Entire data, what is being what I call uploaded or which is being put into BIM 360 environment makes it very robust to have what I call improved decision making, and the what I call AI, which is getting embedded in that one, which helps you to what I call get a what I call prediction on the project life cycle and other. Let's just quickly show you about the prediction and analytics also. So this dashboard, this is the first dashboard. I'll be showing you quickly what I call an overview on BIM 360 environment also. So this the dashboard gives a overall view of the project. The dashboard is what I call customized depending on the roles and responsibility of a person. If you are a project owner or a project admin, you can get a holistic view of that, or you'll be able to view all the things. But when you go for a specialized segment, you will see only what is related to your current job role. And it has got a lot of job cards, which can be completely customized and articulated according to the requirement. These job cards could be external job cards, which is for integration point of view, or internal job cards, which are basically for issue management, what I call the RFIs tracking, or for QA/QC tracking, different requirements. Also, partner cards, basically for integration, which helps to capture the data or retrieve the data from the BIM 360 and collaborate with external. Same way, reverse layers. Like for example, take an example on a integration app, Hollow Builder. It actually helps to integrate they are monitor the progress of construction in the site with the specialized cameras which are put on the site. Will capture the data live, which will get synced onto your BIM 360 model. So you will have a BIM 360 model cloud on the cloud, and you will have the live pictures coming on the feed, which will get integrated and will give you an exact understanding on how the project is. This is a small example which I was just pointing out. So same way, it has got different contexts, like reality capture is one of the things which is integrated with. So there is a wide range of third-party platforms which are getting developed on BIM 360. As Forge is a platform which provides programming interface, it's what you call easy for the developers to develop custom apps on top of BIM 360 environment. It helps to capture all the different reports from the BIM 360 environment. It could be issue report, it could be for the RFIs, progress report. All the different type of reports can be captured and exported from BIM 360 platform at any given point of time. And it's all dynamic reports. So any change happened, automatically that reports are also getting updated according to the what I call changes which are happening. It also integrates the what I call construction IQ, which helps to what I call give a prediction on the issues and other things which have been recorded on the platform. With that note, I'll quickly move on to the interface, live interface, and show you how BIM 360 as a platform look, or what I call is being designed and how we access to that. So let me quickly. I hope you are able to view my browser platform, BIM 360. I'm accessing on the BIM 360 browser environment here. So this is my BIM 360 environment. I'm accessing as an admin. So when you're an account admin here, you could see here your account admin, and you have all the different projects which are listed in your account. You can have all the list of members which are a part of your project, different companies, different roles. So it gives you a complete environment interface as a dashboard for all the different roles and responsibilities and other things. So let me switch one of the what I call dashboards here. So for example, this is a dashboard which gives you a complete overview of the project. Like for example, it gives you whether it is risky here, what are the issues which are pending, what has been recorded, what has been completed, all the design packages status. So it gives a complete snapshot of the project status. Coming into detail on it, for example, you are a document manager. So these are the modules which I was pointing out earlier: document management module, design coordination module, model coordination, all the different modules which you are discussing. So to give a snapshot on it, for example, I have a model here on my BIM 360 environment. So if I would like to view this model, I'll just ping on it, and it automatically populates on the background, and it gives you a complete overview of this model. For example, I have got all the different views which are captured in it. So I get all the special views which were captured. If I click on my object, and if I switch to my properties, this is what I was discussing called metadata. It captures all the metadata which was a part of the BIM authoring platform. It helps you to get this. Now, so also you can have option for if I would like to do a measurement. So for example, I would like to do a measurement on this platform. For example, point 1, 2. For example, I would like to do I can do a measurement on it. I can do review. For example, I would like to do a review here. So I could go and do a review on this. So I have the issue marking option over here. I can write a text here. Change the roof pattern. I'm just putting it here. If you'd like to record an issue, I can put an issue here. I'll put this as issue. I'm going to add if I want to add an issue here, I'll save this markup first. And I'll create an issue here. Simple example. I'm creating an issue on this point. And I'm giving a title here. I can assign it to a particular user who is a part of the project, for example. I'll assign it to myself, for example, just for showing here. I can put a due date here. Or I'll assign it to a different person. Great. So once I create it, it's assigned to a different user from a different organization. So when I assign it, automatically an email has been sent to the user with these particular details. So he doesn't want to have a drawing attached with it, view the drawing, comment, nothing required. It's all completely on a what I call collaborated environment. Coming back to the other formats, for example, even it can support IFC files. It's an IFC file, neutral file format for BIM platforms. So even I can get my IFC model. So it's an MEP IFC model here. So I'm getting that IFC model, so I can get all the services, components, and nothing. So if I access that, I'll have all my metadata. So BIM 360 is a platform supports 70 plus formats on the environment. Plus, it supports PDF files. For example, I would like to view a PDF file. I can just open a PDF file. I can do redlining on PDF also. I can view the drawing. I can view PDF on my BIM 360 environment. I will do one small thing here. Yeah, I can do a comparison on this. So I'd like to do a comparison between version 1 and version 2. I don't know what are the changes here. Sometimes there may be change or maybe not be change. I'll click on compare and it will highlight me what are the changes here. There were some minor changes happened on the pattern and the sizes were minorly reversed. So it gives me a version 1 and version 1, version 2. Or if I would like to view a slider view, I can have a slider here. When I move the slider, it shows me, see the sizes were revised in version 2. So that gives me a better understanding on how I can view my drawing and do a comparison on it. It could be on 3D model or it could be on a 2D platform also. So with that, I would go back and open the forum for Q&A, and Rob, you can take it further.
We do have questions. We have questions coming through. So I will go through them and then and please do answer them. So I will start with one for Tony, because I know that you saw this one earlier, Tony, which is, will the collaboration be real time? Are there any protocols to follow?
And my answer to that is yes. There can't be anything more real time than this type of collaboration. So long as you've got an internet connection and you've got either a phone or a tablet or a computer, then you can collaborate in all the ways that Vivek showed in real time.
So Vivek, the drawings that you were talking about towards the beginning of your presentation, will those drawings already have a record of approvals?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, and is there anything that people need to do around that?
No, once you publish the drawing, there is an option. There's a protocol for approval process, which is a part of the BIM 360 workflow. So it could be a single approval, multiple approvals from different stakeholders. So there's a process available for the drawing approvals also, which is integrated in the BIM 360 document management platform.
Okay, okay. And Tony, is there any limitation in the number of users you can have in BIM 360?
So there's no limitation to the number of users. We've got people using 10, 20, 25, hundreds, 500s. I think the largest one that is going at the moment is 500 users or so, and that's for the Red Sea project in Saudi Arabia. But then I also understood from the same question, can you limit accessibility to some users? So perhaps some people can see a project schedule, but others can't. You know, some people can edit, others can't. So there's also that type of security control that Vivek discussed as well.
if a user, so this is a question again from a user who I think doesn't want to use the full package. So if I want to use BIM Cloud Collaboration only, do we as a company need to take the whole BIM 360 design package?
So, you know, Vivek spoke about 3 different or 4 different options, right? Starting with BIM 360 Docs, which is kind of like the CDE, the content management area. And then there was BIM 360 Design, where you design in the cloud, and there was Coordinate and Build. So the least option that you could take is BIM 360 Docs, and you could use it. I mean, you can use it for redlining, for doing RFIs, and for submittals, but not for creating content. So you can't really use it instead of AutoCAD or use it instead of Revit. But if your function is not to create or not to draw walls or create models, but to review them, then yes, you wouldn't need any other software.
And is it possible to make changes in the Revit file by using only BIM 360 without having Revit installed?
I think we should give this one to Vivek and tell him what changes can you make to a Revit file from BIM 360?
No, BIM 360 does not allow any authoring capability. It is basically for review and coordination purpose. But if there is a change, we can mark on it, which can be available on the authoring platform for the user to make an amendment according to the recommendation. We have an issue management extension available, which gets installed on Revit. So if there is an issue between, for example, a wall and a structural wall and a duct which is passing, and there's a void to be cut, so an issue can be recorded, and the person who is responsible for authoring, he can correct it on the BIM model and sync it with the cloud platform. So it automatically gets updated on the cloud.
We've got a couple of questions here that refer to training. So I'll combine them actually, so rather than ask them separately. So firstly is, what training would the document controller need to do to be able to assist the Revit draftsman? And then would it be necessary for the project manager to be trained in Navisworks or Revit? Can a PM not have prior training in BIM 360?
Coming to the training point of view, we can have ideally it is a specialized type of customized training which is being provided or which is being advised to different stakeholders, because project manager PM may require only a reviewing kind of a training where he would like to know where the models are available, how he will review, and how he will comment that one. But for a document management controller, he may require a different set of additional tools to be addressed for getting the drawings, uploading it, review purpose, all those things. So the training is completely articulated based on the roles and responsibility, who is actually handling what roles in that particular project. So that's how we normally define a training platform.
Somebody is, again, this is more the technical side of things. What should the RAM size be, I guess, on their laptop or their computers on a BIM 360 for it to be able to work efficiently?
Okay. Ideally, where all the BIM, when you talk about BIM 360, it's a cloud-based platform. It is accessed through browser Chrome or Firefox or your Opera. So an ideal laptop which is having, for example, 8 GB RAM, definitely all the standard laptops which comes in the commercial segment is also completely sufficient for the BIM 360 workflow, because there is no software installed on the laptop. It is just accessing the platform through the through the browser interface. And if it is an authoring platform user, for example, if a Revit user is there, he's going to use it. His platforms will be completely sufficient for that.
Okay, Tony, so we have a question here with regards to your presentation asking, what you talked about the time saving and the cost savings for BIM, asking, could you just give a little bit more detail on how BIM can save 20% on time, 90% on cost? I think that's actually the bit where you were referring to Bureau Happold.
I think, yeah. So so what we did there was, there's a template of Excel, an Excel template that is used by our customer service managers. And they basically record the time it takes to do a function. So let's say, I don't know, build a model, get it approved for construction. How long does that take? And then it breaks it down into the steps. So build a model, open a model, put it, upload it, download it, share it, and so forth. And then they measure the same function using BIM 360 with the client. This is a kind of a joint client Autodesk initiative. And they just record everything from the number of clicks and the number of days it takes to finish your project. And it's all documented, and it comes out to a certain amount of time. And then some people's time is more expensive than others. That's one cost saving. The other cost saving is when you compare a live clash. Let's say a beam that clashes with something pretty important that could stop your project for 6 weeks or so, or delay your project for 6 weeks or so, and then you have a huge amount of cost. When you do that digitally, you don't lose the 6 weeks, you don't lose the money, and there's the rework cost as well as the time and materials cost. So Bureau Happold was one of the companies that entered into that study, but we have 3 or 4 others, and they're available on our website with case studies.
Okay, and Vivek, again, training is clearly an important issue, because we have another question about training, and here what's being asked is if we need more training, who can give us the information on how do we get more training on these products, because they're saying that they're bidding for a project at the moment which requires BIM, and therefore they want to make sure that staff are properly trained up.
For the training part, they can definitely revert back to us and our value-added partners who actually provide support them in the training and implementation services. So we have specialized partners who are specialized in different segments of the BIM 360 environment, which helps in training as well as in implementation support. Because training it's actually a package process. Training is done first, then we roll out onto their actual project, and we handhold them on that complete the cycle. So we have they can definitely revert back to us or to Autodesk also, and we have specialized partners who can cater to that completely.
Can I interject there, since we have so many questions on training? If we're talking about BIM 360, it's really important to understand that the rollout and the training for BIM 360 as a product, not Revit or Navis or any of the others, is extremely fast. So the rollout is a number of days, and the training will be even less. So we're talking about a very, very simple training. It's more of a cognitive and process or redesigning your process and understanding your processes, or offering you out of the box best practices that are already in the cloud, and you just switch them on and choose them and adjust them. So we're not talking about a big thing here.
Again, another question here: does the package integrate with popular ERP software? So the ERP software that you see on the market.
Well, look, the Forge platform is made to integrate with all types of software. So we see people integrating things like Primavera. Okay, Primavera Navisworks, so that you can see your model built up in 4D. There are other customers who use it to do cost analysis and costing and project costing. And Vivek, do you want to tell them a bit more about other ERP integrations?
Right. Forge as a platform helps the developers to use APIs which are available for Forge, which helps to connect with ERP platforms for their ordering process and other workflows. Plus, also it has integration with site activities, like for example, monitoring the progress in the site, reality capture. So it has a complete wide range of spectrum available for integration using the Forge API platforms.
And if it's a known software, it probably already exists. You're
Yes,
most
yes,
likely
yes.
already
Right.
there.
Can I ask one final question, which possibly is a bit broad? We'll see, which is how much does BIM 360 cost?
The prices are published on our website, depending on what you're using. A few $100s per user for BIM 360 Docs, a few more $100 per user for BIM 360 Design, and then as you increase the number of people, the price per user decreases. So the discounting is substantial, and we go in slabs: 1 user, 10 user, 25, 100, and and then after 100, I think you can probably negotiate with Vivek or myself.
So the more the better.
Mm.
All right, wonderful. Okay, so that will bring us to the end of our broadcast today. Thank you very much for your time and for your attendance. Thank you, Vivek, for a very, very detailed presentation, and Tony for your training, and Tony for your presentation as well. Thank you for your time, and goodbye.